thanks for coming in today. Why don't you have a seat and tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'll be that B to that U to that double D. Ha! Transformed by the ancient spirit to the ever-living mother. More than meets the other is much more than it may seem. Thoughts of my hands around your neck, I can't wait to hear you scream. They call me Daddy Longlegs, aka Perfect Tommy. I'm ripping through your crowd like a flesh-starved zombie. On the periodic table, I'm the element of surprise. I'm the friction, what you missing, let me get between them thighs. I'm an arranged supervillain with a hero complex. Save the world from myself twice and have some crazy sex. My mind's deadly, the public enemy and anthrax. I bring the noise louder than Undertaker for the cat. So fuck a vegetarian, I eat steak, and as long as I can squeeze them, they ain't fake. Close, it's just a matter of time till you see me on your Wheaties. I'm coming sugar-coated, my actions give you diabetes. Try to stay focused, it ain't hard to see. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. Explain it nice and simple, you'll understand easy. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It's basic common sense, I know you'll all agree. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It doesn't matter what you think, there's no I in we. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me.
So tell me, what are your strengths and weaknesses?
I'm a unique snowflake coming like an avalanche. And you know my touch is golden, girl, as if my name was Blanche. Branching out nationwide from the US to Japan. While I'm smoked out and killed like drinking the rest of my Heineken. Too hot for TV, hell, I'm too hot for satellite. A good night for me, it always ends in the cell at night. I'm moving more weight than a whole fleet of DeLoreans. I'm swinging two-handed 30,000 midichlorians. Bringing the anarchy, leaving the carnage coast to coast. Picture, chit, you know we bring you the most. So if you have something to say, best be smart or it'll backlash. My mind's a stepping razor and it's faster than the Flash. And I won't be going home until those panties are soaked. And you won't be going home until that hymen is broke. And I will not leave your bedroom till your dad has a stroke. I'm a lethal combination like black powder and coke. Try to stay focused, it ain't hard to see. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. Explain it nice and simple, you'll understand easy. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It's basic common sense, I know you'll all agree. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It doesn't matter what you think, there's no I in we. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me.
So tell me, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Like Legs said, don't mess with a guy that drinks alone. But now your girl is in my doghouse and she sure likes the bone. She calls with the key match, and you know I always stay pumped. She looks great up in my bed and even better when she's cuffed. I'm the hardest of the hard, my heart on has a priapism. I'm spitting so damn wicked, my teeth need an exorcism. I'm awarding more beachfront than the Hurricane Sandy. I'm blowing out more jaws than hard rock candy. I was poison shot, stabbed, stretched, disemboweled, and cornered. But the scourge of Carpathia cannot be stopped or cornered. Even if you win this battle, there is knowledge that you lack. Because death is but a door and time to the window, and I'll be back. I came to PM eggs like my brother Kevin Gill. I live in deathmatch style like my brother Rudy Hill. Only believe in what I'm seeing and don't believe the hype they feed. See, destruction ain't no option, it's the end of any speed. Try to stay focused, it ain't hard to see. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. Explain it nice and simple, you'll understand easy. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It's basic common sense, I know you'll all agree. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It doesn't matter what you think, there's no I in we. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. Try to stay focused, it ain't hard to see. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. Explain it nice and simple, you'll understand easy. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It's basic common sense, I know you'll all agree. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me. It doesn't matter what you think, there's no I in we. In the end, I'm all that matters, 'cause it's all about me.
Well, thanks for coming in. I'll make sure to keep your resume on file.
All right, we are live here at Masters of the Underground. I'm your host and friendly neighborhood psychopath, the Illusionist. I have Daddy Longlegs and Buddha on the line from Wolfpac. Thank you guys for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Wouldn't it be great if we were just really quiet at this point and we didn't say anything?
Yeah.
He's just like,
didn't say a word. It was just nothing but silence.
Now the people not listen, the people that just are tuning in that didn't hear the before things we were live. We were having a great old time, and we had all these ideas, and then we just left the Illusionist choke, like just leave them hanging there, like and Daddy Low, it's just like. Brr.
I should have had the cricket sound ready to go.
The cricket sound. Why don't we have our radio board set up so we can do all sound effects? I want boner noises.
That would make this the
right?
most epic interview ever.
Do you have on now? I know the budget for the Masters of the Underground has to be that of like NASA. I know like the budgeting for the shows. I know how it works. I've been to your complex. I've eaten your brand cereal. So does the radio show itself have a sound effects board? Illusionist, go.
No. I have absolutely nothing. No funding, no sound effects, nothing.
We're gonna have to mail you like a Bart Simpson's keychain that has like 3 sound, like his, like, don't have a cow, man, and you can just play it to the phone.
Yeah,
over and over.
This is why I have
don't have a cow, man.
my 12-hour shift job, so I can try and save up for some upgrades.
Well, hey, man, again, the Bart Simpson key can't be any worse than our studio at Psychopathic Radio, which is not at Psychopathic Radio. It's actually my garage. But hey, whatever, man.
Hey, whatever works.
Every once in a while we're broadcasting, my mom has to take the car out of the garage to Buick, so that's always fun. And then we have to
we have
stop
like
the
a
show.
game on moment.
Yeah. It's always fun when we have to stop the show to bring in the groceries.
That's like when you stop and you're just
Mom,
like, I'm going to play a
spit
song
some
now.
wicked shit. I can't. How am I supposed to spit some wicked shit right now when I have to bring in the broccoli?
The ice cream has to get in the freezer. Go.
Right, it's gonna melt. It's gonna melt. I don't care what you have to say about the Juggalo March. The ice cream's gonna melt, Daddy. And I'm like, fuck.
This is Neapolitan. Get it in there now. All right. All right.
I just going way off topic here. I had the other day that gelato shit.
I don't know what that is.
That weird Italian ice cream.
I'm not down at all. Well, no, it wasn't even, man. It's kind of like
it's like fancy. I don't know. It's too fancy.
It's like pudding meets ice cream meets some sort of gelatin. You know what it is? It's like it's like imagine like you just close your eyes and then you woke up in Canada, but you didn't know you were in Canada, so it felt like you were in a normal city, but there was something wrong, like because you're in Canada. Gelato's a lot like Canada.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
I think I've had gelato like once in my lifetime, and I can't remember, but it was definitely weird.
Yeah, I'm not down. I'm probably gonna start an organization against that so I can march and do like an angry thing about gelato.
Against gelato.
I'll never do it.
Gelato. No, there's your first.
Gelato. No, you got it.
Perfect.
Nobody out there better put up that website. Gelato. No, I'm gonna do this. Right?
There you go. Make it a T-shirt too. Gelato.
Extra medium. Yeah. And what better way to have an extra medium shirt than gelato? No.
That'd be awesome.
I think it's actually made with some sort of weird alien. It's disgusting. It's horrible stuff. Any case. But see, that's where your sound effects could have came in. That's right there when I was like, I'm going to go to the website. You could have had like clicking keyboard sound effects, like click, 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 click.
Or I could have just heard I could have just had a loud voice that just went, Gelato! No! It still would have been.
Yeah.
There you go. Just get a sound effects guy. Just have someone to sit there with you and just do really bad sound effects.
Yeah, like what was that guy's name? Billy West from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
and then he would be on the Stern show, and he'd be like, "No way, Ren." He'd do like the funny voices in the corner.
That'd be so perfect.
What was his name from Police Academy? Michael Winslow. I guarantee.
Michael Winslow. Yeah.
That's what I need. I need someone to just stand here and do the sound effects for me.
You need to get somebody, maybe talk to Scotty D, see what the Fago Lovers budget is, see if he can kick in on it, and have him so like it'll be like the interview is of course on the Masters of the Underground, but sound effects are sponsored by Fago Lovers. So every time that he does a sound effect of some sort, you have to then plug fagolovers.net.
Oh man, that'd be great. I'm even picturing it in my mind now. How hilarious it'd be.
Yeah, it's mind boggling. It is mind boggling, like where your mind's trapped in a bottle.
Yeah. What's mind blowing to me still is how much you can do, like with me, with just the computer, like hosting this show and doing all this with just my computer and speakers. Like I'm not even using the actual
like back in the day.
microphone.
This was literally the equipment that you have right now. Back in the day would be like a $4 million radio station.
Right,
like,
exactly.
If you could take a PC right now, you would literally be WKRP in Cincinnati. Like you could do all of that.
I know.
Like, back in the day, we were recorded on 4-track computer, like 4-track tape decks next to each other, tape decks, and 3 microphones in a room with a plug. And now, like, my fucking niece has 24 tracks of Pro Tools in her. It's like a Dora the Explorer fake computer, but she has Pro Tools on it somehow.
On my first iPad.
Oh my God! Seriously, like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm guiding a satellite. Excellent. I couldn't. What did you do when you were 10? I ate dirt. And played with worms.
Right.
Oh man.
I still eat dirt. I mean, let's be honest here. But
Right. And now I fry the worms, but still they're delicious.
at least at least now I have the worms with some gelato now at least.
You had worm gelato.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I brought it all back together right there. See that? That's comedy.
Perfect segue.
Yes.
Actually, it is the perfect segue.
See now, if right there when Buddha would have went, speaking of segues, and then he had a witty retort about a segue right there.
Ooh, yeah, that would have been good.
It would have been fucking epic, right?
Yeah, it would have been too good.
Write that down. Write down a note. Jokes about segues.
Yeah, then we'll have you guys
I feel
on
bad,
again, and
Elizabeth,
then
for
next
taking
time
over
we'll
your
have
show.
the same conversation, and then you'll just
We'll just be ready to go with the segue joke.
it'd be perfect.
I'm confused here. Do we call you Mr. Illusionist, the Illusionist?
You can call me the Illusionist or just Illusionist. Either one works, really.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know if there was like a formal, like OBE, like Order of the British Empire. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It depends on.
Sir,
It's easier for most people to just say Illusionist.
Gotcha.
Which I actually came
so
up
ask
from.
away, my friend, if you have any questions.
Yeah, I'll get to that. I actually came up with the Illusionist because my first Joker's card was the Great Malenko, so it kind of went hand in hand,
Nice.
which is pretty cool.
Oh,
And is that your favorite album still to this day for ICP?
Yes, it is.
Isn't that amazing? I'd say about 90% of the Juggalo world. I'd say 90%. I'm not a mathematician. I can't add very well, but I'd say 90%. When you ask a Juggalo his favorite or her favorite ICP record, it's always the one that got them hooked.
Exactly.
It's always the one that brought them into the Juggalo world, and to them, that's as good. That's as good as it gets to them. That's the creme de la creme. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because we've been down so long. We've seen new kids come along. They're like, "This is the best album." It's like, well, I myself am a giant Riddlebox fan.
Right.
Back in the day, that's how I got hooked when we were on the tour with Bloodhound Gang, and then the Riddlebox came out, and this was so next level. So to me, the quintessential best ICP album is Riddlebox. Now, there's great albums. There's tons of amazing albums. They've done tons of amazing work. But to me, so it's funny. It's always the one that brings you in. Buddha, what would be yours?
I'd actually say, because I actually got around, well, the first one I listened to would have been Riddlebox. It was right in that area. I actually started listening to it. So I still think right back to then, like Riddlebox, Malenko, right in that area is right when that was my first. So still to me, going back, that's it. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's the one.
That's what it is every time.
Yours. So that would be that's the one that you would choose, Illusionist?
Yeah, I definitely choose Great Malenko every time, simply because it was my first Joker's card. But it wasn't my first.
Yeah.
The weird thing about it is it wasn't my first all-around experience. My first experience with ICP.
No, it's usually the first Joker's card. It's like you'll hear it from some friends, or when we used to tour, we used to go out to Michigan, and people would fly our but this is before Wolfpac when we were doing Bloodhound Gang. And ICP Street Team kids would give us stuff, and we didn't know who they were because they weren't in Philadelphia at all yet. I mean, they weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't on a major label. There was no promotion. So our first hearing of it was the earlier stuff, and it was good, but it was like, oh, cool. Oh, these guys, the clowns, great. That's cool. Oh, the music's dope, great. And then it was like, you didn't hear about it or see about it for me or for us until one night in the studio, we're sitting there working on something, and on MTV at like 4 a.m. comes a fucking Riddlebox commercial. And we're like, oh, shit, that's them dudes. Oh, yeah, we remember them dudes. They're fucking dope. And we went out and copped the album. And, so that was our album. Like, yeah, everybody gets that tester beforehand, like that teaser. And then when they go out and strike out, that's their record. That ends up becoming, like, that's their ICP album.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the first one I actually got my hands
personal,
on was a burned copy of the original Psychopathics from Outer Space on the side of a road. Like, I was riding my bike to pick up milk for my mom when I was a teenager or whatever, and I was riding home.
How do you remember this so vividly?
Because it was my first one. Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't have good memories.
Was the milk half and half? 1%, 2%, or whole?
It was whole milk. 2 gallons of it. Like,
One year from now, I'm going to ask you the same question, and if you don't say whole, I get to taser you.
That'll work. Hey, just getting
Okay.
tasered
Totally
could
fair.
draw more listeners.
There you go.
Be like Masters of the Underground jackass version. The illusionist gets taser.
There you go.
Hey,
I'll be like,
look.
what kind of milk was it? You'll be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh.
Milk,
Again,
what?
a perfect opening for a soundboard special effect.
Be like, milk,
Yeah,
what?
right,
No,
you
it wasn't
keep
milk, it
setting
was
it up.
ice cream.
Yeah, like right there, taser noise. Or when we were talking about the milk, you could have made a cow noise.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been
that
good.
would have been perfect.
But that's what
We're
happened.
gonna have to come in and redo your whole studio.
I was getting 2 gallons of milk, and I was riding home on my bike, and I like slipped on the curb and actually wrecked the bike. The milk went flying off into the
Oh.
field that was nearby in Delaware and exploded everywhere. But I saw that
Right?
CD and picked it up, and I went home and listened to it and was hooked ever since. I don't know how many people
The
have
CD
such
was
a
just
strange.
there on the floor when you fell?
What was that?
The CD was just on the floor where you fell?
Yeah, it was on the road. I don't know if somebody dropped it or threw it out the window or what, but fuck them because I got it.
But you took that CD home, put it in. You hoped it was fucking a CD-ROM of porn, didn't you?
I thought about it. I was like,
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to look at
Please,
this.
oh, music.
Yeah, you put him in, just a guy wearing a fucking bikini whacking it. Like, it's like chat roulette is nowadays.
It's like the beginning of our conversation before we went on air. Just a dude
Yeah,
pretending to be a girl.
nothing but dick pics and toothpaste. What can you do?
Oh man, yeah, but I do love that's. You guys are probably only the second people I've told that story to about getting that CD because it's just so crazy. A lot of people don't believe it. I'm like, no, seriously, that's literally how I got into ICP. It was just that.
That's how it's believable because it's two strains. It's 2 strains, but it's not big enough, so it can't be made up. You know what I mean? Like you didn't and you met Elvis. You know what I mean? Like it's like bullshit. Like, or like when you
if you
fell
would have
down.
said, but you held on to the milk, I wouldn't have believed it. But if
Right.
the milk went
Like-
flying, it made sense.
Right.
Like,
And as you looked up, like, did you see like Joe Bruce's hand come down?
That's-
and he
That's
were
what I
just so
should've
happy to
said. I
be
should've
there,
been
and
like-
they pick you up and he goes, "Yo, man, here's a CD for you," and you're like, "That's what's up."
Yeah, that's what
That
I
was
should have
it.
said. I should have been like, and
Everything.
Violent J was just standing there randomly in
Sure.
Dover, Delaware, on the side of the road.
It was the strangest thing. In fact, it was his banana peel I slipped on. It was strange.
And it wasn't even
That's when
an
we know
actual
you're
copy.
lying.
It
But
was
when you
just
just say I
a
fell on the
copy.
road because I was, yeah, well, it happens. It happens.
That's what made it so great is it was a burn copy, so whoever did it just downloaded the shit for free and didn't pay for it anyway.
But they were probably street teamers. You know, back in the day, everybody would do that kind of stuff. You'd burn a bunch of stuff and just hand it out and pass it out. And a lot of kids, when you pass stuff out to them, you know, they weren't down with it, even though they were like, you know, it's sort of like being handed. You get handed all that stuff all the time, so people throw shit out constantly. You know, so
oh
you
yeah,
can see
like
somebody get
literally
handed.
throwing it.
Yeah, so it's like, here's a burned CD for you. Like, thanks, man. Like, out the window it goes.
Yeah.
Like, fuck out. Like, you know, how many CDs are you had back in the day when you were at a concert waiting in line? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
right.
your pockets will be full.
Yeah. Like, thanks a lot for this. And as the kid goes by, it's like,
And then a kid, just like me, crashes their bike, and there it is.
see?
Hey.
Some kid coming home from a Leonard Skinner concert got handed a free CD, and you ended up with it.
Yep. And it was fate from then because I was hooked.
That's a Dark Carnival for you. It found you. How freaked out is that?
Right,
Right.
right. That's an amazing experience for sure. Now I know I did.
And
want
what happened to
get
the
a
milk?
chance.
Did you guys? So you had to go back and get more milk? I need closure on the
Yeah,
story.
no, wait, let's get back to the milk for a minute.
I
Can
think
we?
my mom ended up going back for the milk after I probably got grounded for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I was never able to get milk again.
It's
Haven't
like
had milk since.
it's like okay, you smashed the milk, but what is this shit you're listening to? This is bad language. You're a
It was the
teenager, you
precursor to
can't listen
smashing a bottle of Faygo. It was the precursor to smashing Faygo. You were almost there. You were almost there.
Yeah, it was prepping you.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you what's
yeah,
even
yeah.
crazier is I was never even able to try Faygo until I moved to Pennsylvania. There was no Faygo in Delaware. So
We're in PA too. We don't have Faygo, but you're what, towards like Pittsburgh side?
more towards State College. I'm in Lewistown.
You're Harrisburg.
Oh,
You're
okay.
717. Okay.
Yeah,
we're
well,
out in the
Lewistown is
Philadelphia
like
side. And
Harrisburg, I think, is an hour away. State College is like 30 minutes away.
that's a party school. That's a lot of naked girls up there.
I go there like
Oh yeah, it is.
me and the wife go there like every paycheck we go up to State College. I mean, Lewistown, there's nothing here, so State College is the place to go.
You take the wife to party? That's cool. That's a good wife.
Yeah,
she
right?
is a good wife.
To go to a college town and party? Hell yeah.
There's nothing better than bringing you know how we have like Wolfpac girls, these constant sort of, ever-changing broads that we bring with us. There is nothing better than when you're going to pick up a girl or a stripper than bringing another stripper with you. Having your wife, that's probably like your best fucking wingman ever.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Let me ask you, do you get freaky? Do you?
I'm pretty loyal to her.
You guys don't. You guys aren't swingers?
No, it's usually just us hanging out, going to the movies, and
gotcha.
or her shopping.
So no threesomes, nothing like that.
Nah, nothing like
no
that.
key parties.
Nothing too crazy.
Cocaine party. Oh, well, there's always time. You guys are young.
Yep, I'm only 29.
Yeah, right.
I'm only 29, and I feel like I'm already old.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's just the way the world works, man.
Right, and I think that has to do with those 12-hour shifts, too. It's like you like getting the money, but those 12-hour shifts catch up with you after a while.
Yeah, you gotta trade it for something, man. When you're 19 and have a mortgage, that's when you're in trouble.
Right.
Right.
Right. But see, I get to do, because of those 12-hour shifts, I get to do stuff like this in the meantime, and hopefully it turns into something later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
if anything, it's just good stuff, man. It's good, fun stuff. It's not about where you end up, it's the ride. It's always been that way.
Oh, yeah, and I love it. Like, stuff like this, because I don't know a whole lot of people in the area. So having people come on and talk to me and chill like we're doing right now is like my interaction with the world. So it means a lot to me.
There you go. And you can't get an STD this way. Well, at least not yet.
Not that I know of, unless you're trying to lick the computer screen.
Wow.
You never know what could be on there.
Cold sore through a mouthpiece on a phone could happen. I'm just saying.
You're like, I brought the computer in for repairs. I don't know what they were doing to it while it was in there.
But now it has herpes.
There's something not right about
All
this.
they did was call. It was weird.
Do they make condoms
It's really
for
strange.
laptops?
Right on my lip. No, you just tell everybody it's just a vitamin deficiency, so they go away, so they don't know you have herpes. It works.
Yeah, I got it from my computer.
I got punched. Or the toilet seat, whatever works.
Toilet seat can work. Oh, that's
however you can explain it to the wife. Really, is what it comes down to. Seriously.
You're talking about toilet seats. I saw this picture earlier on. I think it was on Facebook with some chick eating ramen noodles out of a toilet. I was like, you got to be really
that's a restaurant, though.
to do that.
Actually, I know the photo. I think that photo is from. There's a Japanese restaurant. We Wolfpac has toured Japan. We have a really insane fan base in Japan. So we've gone to Japan and actually toured. And Japan has a restaurant where you literally eat out of toilets. You sit on toilets, and the whole thing is toilet themed. Pardon my French. I shit you not, no pun intended. But literally, that photo is from the toilet. That's the toilet restaurant. It's like noodles. They're eating because in Japan noodles are fucking. That's the big thing. Noodle pho and stuff like that. So like, although we all thought that photo was awesomely disgusting, it's just some broad eating noodles at a restaurant. Boo.
Yeah, right. She's just eating dinner.
Way to dumb down the damn
it's an urban
photo.
myth. I mean, it's. Yeah, I wanted to see something like the blue waffle or the pink sock, and then I ended up just seeing that.
That is pretty crazy, though. That's the one place, like, if I ever go overseas, the one place I'd probably want to go would be Japan.
Like, you have to. Dude, if you ever go anywhere,
definitely.
Japan is... We've been all over the world, man, everywhere. And, like, there's a lot of beautiful stuff. But, like, Japan is like going to another world of just super awesomeness. It's just so fucking strange. Just so awesome. But strange in such a cool way. It's so good.
Right.
Out of the U.S., Japan has got to be the coolest place. That's the only other place I'd move to. It is that damn cool.
You can get drunk every minute of the day and be fine in Japan, walking around. Like there's no it's you don't even you can get lost, but yet you'll still wake up in your hotel somehow. It's just so amazing. Japan. we have a friend there, Esau, who owns a record shop over there, and that's who brings us over. And we
Emperor
do like Tokyo.
Okichimpo.
We well, do you want to tell them what Okichimpo means?
It was Emperor Big Dick.
So we would learn enough Japanese to basically offend an entire country.
Oh yeah.
And then proceed to be exactly what everyone would expect us to be, asshole Americans. I think it's, and because we're, the stereotype of Japanese people being smaller is sort of true until you get to their nationalists. They're like it's like their Klan, it's like their KKK, like their nationalists. They're the guys that are really like super pro Japan and hate everything else. Those dudes are just as big as us. They're kind of scary. We almost got in a fist fight with the Japanese Ku Klux Klan, which was very funny.
Yeah, they were surprisingly big.
Right?
And that would have been a perfect part for a soundboard too, like a Japanese kung fu movie fighting sound.
Yeah. Should I tell the story, Buddha? Should I give it to him?
Yeah, why not?
So me and Buddha are in Japan. We're with our guide. We're with our guest. We're with our people. We're with these two other bands that nobody knows. What was one? Illegal Substance, and I forget what the other people were.
Yeah.
So we're going through. They're showing us. It's our day off between the two shows. The two first runs, the two first dates, the Tokyo and the Osaka date, and they're showing us the shopping areas. And what's really insane in Japan is that there's so much buildup. For every floor that you see going up in a building, for every 2 floors up, there's 1 floor down. So cities are under the whole country. Like one of the clubs we played was 16 floors under the ground.
It was nuts.
The club was called The Drop, and it was literally 16 floors underneath the fucking ground. Crazy. Anyways, so we're walking around, we're having a great time, and the guys having a great time. We're all having a great time, and the person that booked us, their interpreter left for the day, so we didn't have any interpreter. We don't really speak much Japanese, and they don't speak much American. So we're just sort of all smiling at each other and walking around places. Is basically what's going on. And they're kind of pointing, and we're going, oh, and they're going, ah, and we're going, ah, and this is going on. So as we're walking through Osaka, we hear like a bullhorn. It's kind of reminiscent of The Gathering where everybody has the bullhorns, but it's only one guy's voice. And the guy, Esau, and his wife look over, and they kind of start making these sad frowny faces, and we're like, what's going on? And as we get closer, we're hearing this thing louder, and we get into this open concourse area, like a park, and there's about 30 guys, Buddha?
Yeah, probably something like that.
So it's 25, 30 guys. They're all really tall dudes. They're wearing blue button-up shirts, blue military slacks, BD, like camouflages, but not camo, just military pants. And they have Okinawan flags, these huge, the sun and the sun with the SWAT through it. It's like a 3-blade swastika basically. And they're carrying on, and and this guy is screaming, and all these guys are there, and all these other Japanese people are kind of gathered around watching, but sort of looking at them with shame, anger, because in Japan, everything reflects Japanese. If you ate a bad sandwich over there, that affects the whole country in their mind. Everyone is ashamed. They're very prideful people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything's about honor and all that kind of stuff over there. Everything.
So if we're insulted by someone in Japan, our guide feels guilty about it. See, it's very strange. So we get there, and the guy's like, "We don't want to," and he turns around to us, and he's like, "We don't want Americans," and he points at us, and he starts talking shit on America, the Japanese Nazis. And he's screaming now, and he spits on the floor, right in front of us. So we start, screaming back at him, calling him really horrible things, whatever we can think of, but we're laughing because we're also probably really drunk at this point.
Most of
but
us
as we're doing this, we're about ready to beat up some Japanese Nazis because I don't dig racism on any level. I don't care who you are.
Right.
There's only one race. It's the human race. I hate fucking that shit. So Japanese Nazis, when am I ever going to get to beat up a Japanese Nazi? This is awesome. So
yeah, right.
We're all about to get into it, and as we're about to get into it, we're noticing as we're getting puffed up. We're not even that close to them yet. We're almost there to get we're gonna. It's on. If I get within another foot, someone's getting hit. And I know Buddha's right on top, but we're like all ready to go. The other band is doing whatever we do just to survive Japan. They were so scared of their own shadow. It was fucking hysterical. They wouldn't even leave the hotel until we left the hotel. It was very weird. So all of a sudden, as we're doing this, we're noticing these guys are appearing out of fucking like thin air, like out of, like they are teleporting in. I swear to Christ, right, Buddha? They start popping up, and they had jumpsuits on, like white jumpsuits, like a member of Slipknot, hard hats, yellow hard hats, and they had like the caution yellow, like the vest, like the reflective vest. Mm-hmm. And these are like riot control police for Japan.
It was straight out of a Beastie Boy video. It was nuts.
Straight out of the Beastie Boy video. Intergalactic. Right out of Intergalactic.
Yeah, Intergalactic. There it was. Yep,
but we didn't see them arrive. The way cars work in Japan, there's only major highways, and then everything else is for walking or bikes. So there's no there's no way for these guys to like show up in this mess, other than they were teleporting in. And not only were they teleporting in, they were like teleporting in between us. Like I turned to my side, and my guide Aki was there, but now Aki's gone, and there's this dude with like, you know, silver gloves, like oven mitts, and he's about ready to like kill us. And somehow they sort of just get in the way and disperse us, and we sort of get like
things.
Right, like we were in the beach, like, you know, when the undertow pulls you down, but you don't realize that you're like you know when you're at the beach and you look up and like your tent is you're 48 miles away from where you went in at, like it just kind of slowly. That's what happened. Fucking crazy. So that's a Japanese Nazi story for you.
That's insane. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're already huge into like the paranormal and ghosts and all that stuff. So who knows? You guys probably been whipped around by Japanese ghosts and
it was great. Japan,
fuck that.
Japan
that is terrifying.
Yeah, I can't get rid of a cold. I don't want to get even fucked with a Japanese ghost.
Yeah, Japanese. I remember when we came back. It was right around the time that movie, The Grudge, came out. A lot of people didn't like The Grudge. I saw it. I was freaking out because I was able to relate with everything in that movie, from walking into the convenience store not knowing what the hell the shit was to everything. And I do not want to fuck with a Japanese ghost.
Oh man!
By the way, if you need to masturbate, there's no way in hell to try to find hand lotion to jerk off with in Japan. You will literally buy every other fucking product on the shelf before you find hand lotion to masturbate. And of course, hooking up with girls in Japan is very different. It's not, you know how like here you become friends with them, you kind of shrew them and like you kind of impress them and you bang them. In Japan, that's I want to be a friend. They don't understand that. Japan, like you're sitting there putting on spitting your best game. They're like, ha ha ha. And they don't get it. But if you were like, yo, let's have sex, and they're like, yes, we breed, and you're like, okay.
Yes, we breed.
Like, but nobody told us this shit beforehand, so we're all there like, you know, spitting our greatest, like, hey, we're Ben. They're like, we like Ben. You know, they're so down, but they don't think that you want to bang them because you didn't go, I want to bang you. So, you know, masturbation was a necessity, but fucking forget about it, man. I think I found nail polish remover, gasoline, milk, which tied into your story, something about a cactus, and the laundry detergent or eye saline. I couldn't. It was horrifying.
Yeah, laundry detergent.
So bring your own masturbation stuff, kids. That's the moral of the story, I think.
Always travel with your own masturbatory needs.
Yes. That's one to grow on from Wolfpac. Sound effect right there. Right there. Would have been perfect.
And avoid the Japanese Nazis as well. That like to teleport out of nowhere.
Don't fuck with Japanese Nazis. The Beastie Boys will break up that fight and bring some lubrication.
Oh man, there's the whole...
Now that you think about it, it could have been actually Ad Rock who broke up the fight.
You never know.
I didn't get a good look at his face. It could have been MCA. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just like, I just saw a tall guy. I couldn't see his face. It could have been anybody. Hell, it could have been Elvis.
What? You guys stop fighting. That's my best Ad Rock breaking up a fight voice I can do. That's it.
Now you sound like the man trying to sound like the woman on the porn hotline back in the day.
There it is.
Stop fighting.
There it is. See, we tied it all together. If only you were recording the first 38 minutes.
Well, actually, technically, through the Uber conference, it was recording.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure that automatically recorded.
What else is shaking with you there, Illusionist? What's going on with you? How's the station?
It's all right. I mean, you guys are the biggest interview I've had, but we're doing pretty good.
Well, then I feel sorry for you.
I don't. This is a big deal to me.
My mom will tune in. Okay. I'm glad we could oblige. My mom is listening right now, by the way.
Yeah, my mom was going to listen, but she actually fell asleep. So sorry.
There
go the 2 views we're getting.
Yeah.
Hell, I won't even lie. Until I actually started talking to you guys, I even got nervous tonight, which I never do with any artist. But I actually got nervous. I think the first time I got.
Well, thank you.
I've done.
Now I'm blushing.
Yeah.
The Japanese Nazi said I couldn't blush, but I can.
Yeah, we're not trying to hit on you now.
That's even weirder.
Yeah, I like to get weird and fucking bizarre on the show. Makes it more entertaining.
You know, it's the problem with getting weird now is that it's played out. It's too weird. Like now, getting weird is being like, you know, fluid and fucking a goat. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's gotten like
now it's always a Tom Green level of weird. In order to be weird, that's what you have to be.
Like,
I just read an article about a guy who. Do you know what a nullo is?
No.
No idea.
A nullo is like somebody who's really into body modification. So they remove a limb, but they don't remove a limb that's bad. They just want it for modification. So that, like, did you ever see the guys with the piercings on their cheeks? That they have those giant piercings so you can see their teeth. Same concept. So a woman, because she just wanted to, removed from her ankle, had this done in Canada, a piercer, bone by bone, from her ankle down. So because she likes the shape of these things, her stubs. These people are mentally ill. They need to be like, I don't know what they need to be, but
that's like
it's a little much.
Did you ever see
jail
the
or
movie
kill them?
Tusk?
Yeah, oh, that's a great movie. Kevin Smith, brilliant.
Yeah,
movie.
when you were talking about removing limbs and everything, that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kevin Smith, last gem left me a little bit. Did you see Yoga Hosers?
No, I didn't see it. I saw the description for it and was like, I don't know. Wasn't sure what to think.
The big problem is everybody assumes Yoga Hosers is written for like adults, and it's written for like literally like 13 to like 17-year-old girls.
That's what I thought.
If you're a 13, 17-year-old, you'll get. But they don't tell you that. What you think you're going to get is you're going to get another Clerks or Mallrats, and what you get is annoyed very quickly.
You think you're getting a Kevin Smith movie, and then you get an ABC Family movie.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's a vehicle to make his daughter famous, and I love Kevin Smith, but wow, the movie's horrible.
Oh, man. Yeah, I love Tusk, but I didn't see Yoga Hosers. Yeah, because I remember I read the description. I was like, it sounds like it's for teens. That's not something I'm interested in.
It's tough. It's, you know, again, like I'm a fan, and we've actually done stuff with Kevin Smith, and just really wanted nothing to do. I wanted my money back at that point.
Right.
I've still yet to see it. There's still yet to.
But luckily, I think I downloaded it on Kodi, so I don't think I actually even spent money.
But I still wanted it back.
Yeah, like for me,
I still wanted my time.
If I want to watch it, I'd just use the 1, 2, 3 movies on the internet and watch it for free, and then I'd be like, I can't even get my free shit back. What have you done to me?
Dear Kevin Smith, please give me 1 hour 13 minutes. Love, Daddy.
Give it back.
I'll bounce the email over to ViewerSkew. We'll see what happens.
Make a Tusk 2, and maybe that'll make up for it.
There you go.
Now, before we still got 25 minutes, but I want to give you guys a chance to talk about. I know you were one of the first people I saw that are going to participate in the Juggalo March. So I know you guys are like down for the cause 100%. So I definitely wanted to talk about that on the program.
You got it. What is your questions? What do you want to know?
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, I want to know what you got for us as a part of the march. I'm going to try to be there. This might be the first major event that I'm going to try and be at, but I'm Masters of the Underground, so we know that I'm down for the Juggalo. So this might be one thing that I actually try and get to because I support that cause 100% as well. I'm sick of the whole gang. I mean, I haven't personally dealt with any kind of discrimination, but I've seen enough people or known or heard enough of the stories of the discrimination and shit that people deal with. It's just fucking ridiculous.
What people are missing, I think, above and beyond all of this, is that it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. And I get it. People compared other things of discrimination, like Black Lives Matters and women's things and stuff, to this, and were offended. Like I think it was I forget whose letter it was. They were talking about when there's other causes that are out there that are, serious causes, this isn't that serious. And I see it as a much more serious issue. I don't see it just as a Juggalo issue. I think Juggalo is just happened to be the target this time.
Right.
Yeah, right.
What I see is a giant First Amendment issue. We all know who Juggalos are and what Juggalos are, and we're Juggalos, and we all get it, man. And to take something as positive and cool and fun and fresh and open and inviting as Juggalos, for the government to take something like that, so over the top on the scale of awesome, and to be able to take it and classify it as a murderous, fucked up, drug dealing gang. If they can get away with classifying that to that, who else can? What else can't they do? I mean, what's next? They're going to say Girl Scouts are the devil. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, the contrast couldn't be any further. So to me, what I see is not so much that this is a Juggalo thing, which it is right now. The Juggalos are the fucking target. I see it as being a giant First Amendment thing, because where's it going to stop? If you don't stand up for this, if you have a right to be a Juggalo, just like you have a right to be, I don't care what it is. Look, I will even go as far as say you have a right to be whatever it is you want to be, as long as, even if it's offensive, that doesn't. There's no guarantee in the Constitution that you won't be offended. There's no guarantee in the Constitution that you won't. Somebody might say something bad or racist, but they have the right, just the same as you have the right to free speech. It might offend you. It might be horrible. It might be awful things. But until you hurt somebody or take away their civil liberties, you have the right to do anything until you cause harm in some way. And I'm sorry, but verbal words, these snowflakes that need safety spaces, okay, that words don't cause harm. I'm sorry. That's just bullshit.
Yeah, that's
so what
today's
I see
day and
is,
age.
I see the federal government, and at this time it was under Obama, who sees, I see something even larger. I see you have a company who is literally an American dream. It's like, the federal government, Obama's government, went after Gibson guitars as well. What they did was, here's a company that literally came from absolute nothing, right? Nothing. Ideas. So little money. No money, really. And built an American dream. So why wouldn't a country, at the time, the administration wanted to pull down everything, wanted to make everything, equally suck. It's socialism is what these people wanted, like a motherfucker. So you have this federal government move in and just start trying to punish anything in a positive way. Here we go. We have the federal government comes in and goes, we want a tester of how do we silence people. Well, here's a prime example. Can you do it? If you can silence something, if you can brand a Juggalo a gang member, then you can pretty much do it to anything. Like, you can literally fucking, you can play this game with anybody. And the fact that the Juggalos can't even respond, that in court they have no standing. So you're accused by the federal government, but you have no ability to fight it because you have no standing. So the courts won't even hear you.
Right.
So I could turn around and say, you are a murderer, or you're a drug dealer, or you're a pedophile. And you go, well, I'd like to defend. And I go, no, you can't even talk. Nope, you're guilty. Because it's a federal charge, you have no standing.
Right.
You have no standing against the CIA or the DHS or anything. That's bullshit. That's not America. That's so anti-American, it's not even funny. So to me, the Juggalo March, I love Joe and Joey. I will back their play, regardless.
Right.
But on top of that, I'll back it more so because this is a giant First Amendment issue. There's a famous poem, and they have it. They have it outside of Auschwitz. I don't know if you're familiar with this whole thing, but it basically says something to the extent of like, when they came for it's called when they came. It's like, when they came from the gypsies, I wasn't a gypsy, so I said nothing. And then when they came for the bankers, I wasn't a banker, so I said nothing. And then when they came for the Jews, I wasn't a Jew, so I said nothing. And when they came for me, there was no one left to say anything.
Right.
If you don't take a stand now, when are you going to take a stand? I mean, look, you might never have gotten prosecuted before because of being a Juggalo, but you may get prosecuted before. You may get prosecuted for some other thing, because of your beliefs of, say, you're a Buddhist or whatever it is. Whatever it is they want to brand you, whatever it is they want to accuse you of, we can't let them just do this shit. We can't let them blindly accuse something so goddamn ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, look, if we were all buying fertilizer, wearing, carrying machetes, and like if there were reasons to go after us, oh well, they all buy fertilizer and petrol. They might be making bombs. Let's take a look at these guys. Soda and music.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're a gang. Are you ridiculous? But again, they even know how ridiculous it is. The federal government knows how ridiculous it is. This is nothing more than a test to see how far they can strip people of rights. That's it. This is a First Amendment strip. This is Clavin. There's a great political writer, and it's called "Shut Up." The tactic is called "Shut Up." And anytime that you try to speak out, they'll just brand you something. So if you try to speak out against pro-guns, you're a redneck. And if you try to speak out against anti-abortion, well, you must be a bigot then. And if you try to support police, well, you must be a racist. And it's like, well, black cops are dying. How is what? Huh? Yeah. It's the tactic is called "Shut Up," and our federal government is doing it. And if they can strip everybody of the First Amendment, the juggalos of the First Amendment, and we're guilty before we can't even fight it. You can't even go in and go, I'm not. No, you can't even go to court. They won't even let these guys. They won't even let Psychopathic fight it. The circuit court threw it out. They have no standing. That's insane. Fuck it.
Ridiculous.
So we've got to march. We've got to march. If you value your free speech, even if you're not a juggalo and you're listening to this, because what's next? Metal music? Remember when the whole thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Back in the day,
they tried that.
Yeah. And luckily they didn't have to march because enough people at the time you had a fairly not unified system going after it. But now you have a federal government that has teeth. There's no longer a gang book. There's no longer this gang thing. But they have to retract this. There has to be a retraction, and then what has to happen is people have to be able to have standing to get damages. Meaning, if you got fired from your job because of the juggalo thing, you have to be able to have standing to sue. You have to be able to get you have to be actionable. You have to have the ability, and that's what they need to reverse this bullshit, and that's what we have to take a stand for.
I agree with that. Even
what's
as
next?
myself,
Seriously.
like I'm 100% a juggalo, and I'm just a hardworking, normal citizen. I'm not going out selling, dealing drugs, or doing any of that shit.
No.
I work my 12-hour job. I have a radio show, and I do some music. I mean, other than that, I'm just as normal as everybody else, and that's how most juggalos are.
If you like literally go after I know more Teamsters that are more like a gang, or Grateful Dead because they transport LSD from show to show. This isn't about. This isn't the thing is we're trying to argue the common sense point of this, and what we're doing is we're arguing with idiots. They know this is bullshit. They're just seeing how far they can push the bullshit. And if they can get by on this, man, they're going to get by. If they can get over on this, they're going to get over on everything. And we're just, unfortunately, Juggalo just happens to be the first target in the crosshairs.
Exactly.
Because the next target's going to be something. What's next? Porn stars.
This is just the beginning.
This is the tip of the iceberg, and this is all about killing your First Amendment right. That's all this is, man. This is, and unfortunately, we just ended up being this target. But good news, juggalos don't lay down. You see what I'm saying?
They picked the wrong first target if they thought it was.
Is it the most ridiculous idea to think juggalos are gang? Yeah. If you know anybody that does their research within 3 minutes, even look at all the companies that have sent people out to the gathering, like Vice and all these different places, or like that Feminine magazine. They all came out there with the intent to attack it, to joke it, to con it, to make it to goof it, what everybody else wanted to fucking do. Right. And as soon as they got out there, they loved it. They saw what it was. I can't tell you how many times me and Buddha have done TV interviews, radio interviews about the gathering, and they come out at first, and the idea is that they're scared and they're going to clown it, and then within the next day, their attitude is done a fucking 180 completely. They are on board. They get it. And now they're fucking down with the clown. Now they're fucking juggalos.
Right. And they want to come back the next year and can't wait to come back. And this is their first experience ever with everything. And they absolutely love it. And it's just it's just
anybody with a brain looks at this thing and knows it's not bad. And knows it's not a gang. And can see that instantaneously. And
That again, this is the we're arguing with idiots. They know. They're just we're just the litmus test to the First Amendment kibosh. That's it, man. And it's unfortunate, but again, it probably was a bad target because Joe and Joey ain't going to sit down, and I'm not. And 10 people show up, great. 10,000 people show up, great. I'll still stand, man. I'm not going to let anybody shut me up. Fuck that.
Exactly.
You want to shut me up for? I'm a big Second Amendment gun rights guy. You want to shut me for that? Fuck no. Good luck.
Right.
Because my Second Amendment defends my First Amendment, right?
Right. And the sad thing about it is there's nothing new under the sun, so to speak. Just like in the 80s when they tried to do that with metal, like we were talking about earlier.
Sure.
And they tried to blame metal for suicide, and they tried to put that tag on Judas Priest and all that stuff.
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne, Judas Priest, Kiss, all those bands, man, at least had one thing. They had the right to defend it in court. They're not even giving us standing in court. We can't even. They won't even hear this in court. And then further, all those bands have back in those days. Those bands had liquid cash because the record industry worked very different than it works now.
Right.
So whose money do you spend? See, now, if I sue McDonald's for the coffee being hot, and I lose, I should have to pay McDonald's bill for their law firm to defend me. Okay, to defend the case. Excuse me, to defend their honor. Same thing goes for here. You wouldn't have the federal government picking on people. Like look at the pipeline. Look at the Bundy Ranch. They're flexing their muscle to see how far they can push the American public. How far can they shut you up? And the thing is, it really is ridiculous. This is the most. If they can, again, the pipeline. You had people there that were very aggressive. You had people that were of there, and nothing happened bad, luckily. But the juggalos, dude, kids want to get stoned, watch music, and fucking be kids that were rejected want to get together under the guise of that fucking we all like the same music. And we hate society. We don't really hate society. We don't get it. I don't think any of us fit in. I think our album calls it the best thing: square peg, round hole. We're a peg. I mean, we're still we're still part of the world, but we kind of look at everybody else and we're like, huh? What? You would rather do? We don't get why they, married by 19, two kids in a cot, 2 kids in a picket fence. I would rather have a skateboard and an awesome car and some Fago. We don't quite get it. But to pick on the fucking juggalos, yeah. Once they sent, they literally sent us the invite, and within 24, I think I called Buddha. I was like, look, what do you think? And he was the same as say. He's like, man, I don't want nobody pushing me around. Fuck this, man. People are losing their jobs and their livelihood because they like some music. Fuck that.
Yeah,
this is more than a juggalo issue, man. This is more than an ICP issue. This is a
very much so.
First Amendment issue, man, and it's a First Amendment issue that directly affects juggalos. This one, next one will be Kiss or Judas Priest or
exactly.
You know what I mean? Do you remember when they went after NWA?
Yep.
Shit, no wonder NWA signed on to fucking do the march because they've been prosecuted. They've been fucking under the same gun, man.
Exactly. Now
fuck that, man. It's time we stand up. We take it back, and if we don't. But we take a stand. We try. Yeah. And the other thing is, all these people are scared of juggalos, wiling out. Man, what's so funny? We say it all the time is that juggalos are so extreme to all these levels. But man, I've seen juggalos literally do things that no one else can. Look at the scene. Look at the productions of radio. You have a radio show. Look at the movie, the books. That girl Gypsy in Philadelphia. Look at her fucking insane art. Look at Kitty Cush's art. Look at the insane Kevin Gill show. The guy has a fucking wrestling show. That kid is an OG fucking juggalo. Look at how much stuff the Gathering has done. You don't think a fucking 10,000 juggalos can behave for 15 minutes? That's how much faith you have in us? Man, then you're probably not a juggalo. You're probably not a juggalo. I get it. There's risk with everything. And I get some people do need to sit this thing out, man. Maybe it's a good idea that some people do sit this thing out if they can't control themselves or
I agree.
They're worried about feeding their wife and kids. And, I get that too, man. You have a family. That's important, man. Feed your wife and kids. But, I think juggalos have done the things that I've seen juggalos do are mind-boggling, and I'm blown away by this culture, and I find it an honor to be called it. And I don't think there'll be any issue. Like I don't think it'll be anything but fresh, quite frankly. Um, and DC is prepared for this. It's not like people march in DC every fucking day.
Right.
For something.
No, seriously, there's bookings every single day for you gather at this one spot. There's this road you walk down, and you all meet at this other spot. And there's a PA system, some people talk, and then you guys go get fucking burritos. Like that's what happens.
Yeah, it is like every day. Literally every day.
I can't see anybody. You've got anarchists down there right now, fucking throwing rocks into Starbucks. Okay, come on. When have you ever seen out of all the crazy venues, out of stuff getting closed down on tour, when has Juggalos ever rioted? Like we've
never.
seen overzealous cops. But when have we all got together and went, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Let's burn something. Like no,
Right.
like
right.
Yeah, let's just start
It's
throwing rocks
unbelievable.
at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Just for the
Most
hell
of us are like, oh, cool, rock, a souvenir from the fucking from the march. Thank you. I'll put it in my pocket.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
I can't tell you how many times people have showed me. We have friends at every gathering, man, that collect soil from the gathering. We have friends that collect rocks. I mean, all sorts of cool shit like that. I think it's going to be a fresh event, man. I think I'm honored to be part of it. Like, because we're little spokes in the wheel. We're not, we're not Vanilla Ice. We're not fucking, Tech Nine or anything. So for us, it's also just an honor to be able to stand up. Like, that's fucking. Thank you. Like,
oh hell yeah, for real.
Shit. Everybody else thinks we're just some fucking jackassy band that has strippers and screams about porn and stuff.
Well, we do.
And we are that.
Besides the point.
We are that.
Don't get us wrong.
Don't get it twisted, but we do enjoy an occasional, march, I guess, for our freedom, I guess. Did we cover it all, Illusionist? Did we give you the answer you wanted for the march?
Oh yeah, for sure. I wanted to get.
And I don't hold it against anybody. I don't hold it against anybody for deciding not to march. Look, everybody has different fronts. Everybody fights on different fronts, man.
Right.
This might just not be their fight.
Exactly.
And you got to respect that. I mean, you have to respect it. I mean, we don't have to understand it, but we go, hey, man, look, you have your reasons,
Right, and I'm the same way, but I just knew because you guys were going, I wanted to give you a chance to talk about your stance on it and all that for sure.
Yeah, I think I think people, if you're interested in your First Amendment right, above and beyond the Juggalo thing, and you just so happen to be connected to this one, I think you're gonna have to step up. I mean, because I mean, what's next?
Seriously, if you don't now, exactly.
You know how the Obamacare thing works right now. If you want to step up and they're big into preventative medicine. So one of the things they want to do is vaccines. They want to do mandatory vaccines, and people are having all sorts of horrible things. I have a friend who is on a board for the study of autism led from vaccines. I don't want to give anybody vaccines. I don't want vaccines. But because we have the healthcare with the free system, now they're going to mandatory vaccines. Well, how long? When do you stand up for that? Do you march for that? That's your health.
Right.
So, but if they take the free speech, you're not going to be able to march for the health. It's just the first.
Exactly.
It's the first tooth in the It's the camel's nose in the tent. You know what comes next? The fucking camel, man.
Right. Unfortunately, we
I don't
got
know. That's just my 2 cents.
5 minutes before the. See, this is what I need to do. As soon as I get the chance, I was out sick for a couple weeks, so I didn't get a paycheck. But once I get the chance, I'm going to upgrade the station to 24/7 broadcasting, so that when I have somebody like you on, we don't just have 1 hour and have it cut off on us. We could just keep going.
All right. We'll come back on next when you're upgraded. We'll come back on next time. It's not as long as our big thing is time, because we literally have a TV show in production. We have a reality show in production. We just launched our new merch stuff. We have a horror clothing company called Beware Horror Clothing. It's clothing for living dead. If you actually go to Beware Inc. right now, we literally tonight just relaunched the entire brand. It's gonna tomorrow. There's gonna be shit all over the web. So it's Beware. If you go to Sugar Daddy merch or Wolfpac merch or Beware Inc., it's all this new stuff. So our biggest thing is time, like just trying to get the time to do stuff. That's
right.
But if we have the time, we'll definitely come back on. Absolutely.
Oh, I would love
definitely. Just let us know.
Oh, for sure. I'll be in contact, and I'll even. I think I already sent then email to Big Kev with my phone number so you guys can contact me or I can contact you whenever to have you back on.
Very fresh. Yeah, don't
Cool,
but don't be shy. You know, feel free to send emails because shit gets. I mean, literally, we're all independent and we're running. You know, me and Buddha basically control the whole company. What happens is we get overloaded, man. I mean, we are, like I said, we have a lot of. It's surprising how much we actually are doing right now, and it's
right.
It's almost impossible to keep up with it. It's like
2 days turns into 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turns into holy crap! How did 4 months go by?
Right.
Yeah, it's almost February. Are you how did that happen?
Right?
Like, what the fuck?
That's how I feel right
Crazy.
now. I feel like we just started January and here it is the 21st already.
Dude, you're gonna blink
Yeah,
and it's
right?
gonna be 2018. Like that's how you
Yeah,
shit
it's gonna be
works.
gone. All right, we got about 3 minutes left. I'm gonna let you guys do some shout outs and like you said, you can talk about your website or your new merch and all that stuff. So I'm gonna give you a chance to do that before we go off.
Brand new merch store, Buddha, right?
Wolfpacmerch.com. Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
wolfpacmerch.com, wolfpacmerch.com, wolfpacmerch.com. Tons of new Wolfpac stuff. We just did the same thing ICP did. We went all on demand. So not only do we have our new merch, we have a huge line of brand new, unbelievably crazy shit that we were never able to offer before, like hoodies and the basketball jerseys are coming and the hockey jerseys. But we just launched the entire Beware line. So if you don't like the Wolfpac stuff, but you like horror stuff, the Beware stuff.
Yeah, like zombies, horror, that kind of stuff. The one really cool aspect about with wolfpacmerch.com, you can almost customize pretty much your own hoodies and things like that, which I thought was really cool. So, like, say you want something on the front end bags, you can do that. If you want it just on the front, you can do that. Whatever works for you and your individual style.
And whatever you can afford, too. That's the other cool thing.
Yeah,
like, whatever you can afford.
Yep.
The other thing that was nice about it is that it's the merch is so much better quality than we were used to putting out. We signed a deal with a merchandising company called Cold Cuts Merchandise, and they do a lot of bands. We never heard of anything like this before, and it's such a vast improvement. And shit ships like it has to be produced, so it takes like a week for them to make it, but it comes right out to you. It's still good stuff. But that's one thing to plug. We got a new Project Dim Mak song in the works right now called Scared Straight. Dim Mak is myself, Buddha, and Cue Ball, the DJ from the Bloodhound Gang. So we have a side project thing that we're doing. We have a TV show we can't talk about, but we have a reality show in production. That's going to be dope with Chucky Chuck and Lowercase J and a couple of other people. Chucky Chuck from the Subnoise Camp and Lowercase J, which is pretty much one of our guys. I don't know if you're familiar with Lowercase J Illusionist. Do you know this cat?
No, I know Chucky Chuck. I don't know Lowercase J.
Lowercase J he has a rare genetic disorder. You've seen him at the gathering with us. He basically has just hands, no arms. He goes by the name of the Penguin Boy also. He's basically these little legs, he's covered from head to toe tattoos, but he's only about 2.5 foot, 3 foot tall.
Just about.
We're producing a record right now for him. Between us, Chucky Chuck, and Fritz the Cat. You know who Fritz the Cat is? He used to produce Twisted.
Yep.
So we're going to be recording. This whole thing is for TV. We're doing this whole thing for a reality TV show. Pretty fresh. So we're all over the place, man. Wolfpac is just we're spread thinner than mayonnaise on a nun's asshole. That's pretty much where you put mayonnaise, right? Nun's buttholes, I think.
I wouldn't know where else you'd put mayonnaise.
Yeah, right. Miracle Whip. That's what they call it.
Yeah, Miracle Whip. I hate that.
So as far as shout outs go, hey man, we just want to thank you for having us on. You know, thank all our people.
Yeah, for real.
Thank Psychopathic for having us, at the gathering and having us at the march. And, all the underground, man. Thanks all the underground bands for giving us respect and all the new artists. There's so many new dope fucking artists. So just keep doing it, man. Keep doing what you're doing.